were discussing yesterday with that Safari, that what I was trying to get you kind of in the mindset of was something called dimensional analysis. So dimensional analysis is a way that we can convert units with math. And the beauty of dimensional analysis is that when we set it up and when we use it properly, it allows us to make sure that we've got, as in the term that we used yesterday, make sure that we've got the card flipped the right direction. Okay? By getting our stuff lined up properly, that ensures that our units are going to cancel out. So if we don't have those units canceling out right, then we make the mistake of multiplying stuff together that shouldn't be. And so the dimensional analysis allows for that. And what it does is it allows us to kind of convert. And that's what this top section here is showing you. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to set these up today and how to make sure that everything is canceling out right. So here, for example, our first setup is we are on a 610 league adventure. And they want to know how far that is in something called nautical miles. So you always start with what you're given. So what we were given in this problem was this. We write down our number, and we're not lazy. We write down our units because it's our units that are going to drive this whole thing. Our units are going to make sure that we put things where they're supposed to be. So I'm going to start out with 610 leagues. I'm going to use brackets because it keeps everything clean and neat and lined up properly. You will not be responsible for figuring out weird kind of measurement amounts. Like, for example, I don't know anything about leagues. Okay, so we would give you this information. So for example, right here is something that we could use. This is the only one that has leagues in it. This is the one that I'm going to use. So that guy I'm going to bring down here. Okay, where am I going to put leagues? On the top or the bottom? On the bottom, because remember, you want it to cancel out, just like you were doing with the animals yesterday. So I'm going to put leagues down here. And on top, I'm going to put what that's equal to in yards. Now, when you do this, okay, listen to this. When you are doing this, always write your units down first, and then go back and attach the numbers that are with it. For some reason, the way your brain, and mine's the same way, and so I'm not just saying your brain, everybody's brain works. A lot of times, if you try to write the number and the unit down at the same time, you put it in the wrong spot. So write the units down first, and then go back and look at the chart and see what it says. Well, the chart here says that in one league, so I find league and I write the one next to it, there are 5,280 yards. So write the units down first and then go back and put the numbers in. I cannot emphasize that enough. All right, we need to keep going. So I'm going to look up top and see if I have anything for yards. And I don't think that I do there, but I do have something for nautical miles. What is nautical miles coming from? In the units up here. What is nautical miles? Feet. Okay. So do you know how many feet there are in a yard? Does anybody in here know that? 3. Yep. Okay. And I kind of expected you to probably have that in the back of your brain. And if you don't, for some reason, and there's ever anything on a test like that, come and ask me and I will give it to you. Okay. So if you like freeze up at a test and you're like, I can't remember how many seconds there are in a minute, I would give that to you. Okay. That's not a deal breaker. Okay. So I'm going to put yards and feet here. Where are yards going to go in this bracket? On the bottom. So yards go here and feet go here. And then I go back and I write my numbers in. In 1 yard, I have 3 feet. These are called conversion factors. Whatever this is equals this. I need to keep going. And now I can grab that last conversion factor from up here. I can grab this guy and bring him down. So feet on the top or the bottom? Bottom. Opposite side always. And I'm going into nautical miles now. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to write in my numbers. 1 and 6,076.11549. All right. How did we solve these yesterday? What did we do? We made sure that everything canceled out and that we were finally to the units that we wanted to be. And then what do we do? Not add, multiply. Right. So we're going to take 610 times 5280 times 3. If you're doing this in your calculator, you're going to hit divide at that point. You would come down here, you begin a parentheses, multiply all of this stuff in your parentheses, and you should come out with an answer. So check on your calculator that you can come out with the correct answer for this. You should end up with this as your answer.
Divide by what?
You multiply all of this stuff, you multiply all of this stuff, and then you divide those two values. Anybody not get that in their calculator? Now, I rounded to 3 sig figs because I had this value up here. Technically, I should have rounded to 2 sig figs because there's not a decimal after this guy. So if I wanted to go to proper number of sig figs, that would be the answer with proper numbers of sig figs for my answer. Because this is 2 sig figs. That 0 is not significant. Why is that 0 not significant? It's at the end and there's not a decimal. If it was written like this, then it would be 3 sig figs.
All the way down to John. In there, all of that full box. Oh, here's how much here. I think maybe you put a decimal. Maybe you have that as a decimal instead of a comma. All right. Anybody else not able to come up with that answer?
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. See if we can get that one set up then. Okay. Later, the ship is discovered at 38 fathoms underwater. So again, we always start with what we're given. So we're starting with 38 fathoms. I want to get rid of fathoms, so I know the very next unit that I'm going to write down is what? And where is it going to be? Top or bottom? Bottom, because it goes on the opposite side. Now I need to try to find something that deals with fathoms. So I go back and I look at my paper, and I've got a couple things I believe that have fathoms on it, don't I? Yeah, there's two things with fathoms. Okay. So fourth and fifth down in the length column has fathoms in it. Do you see that? One cable equals 120 fathoms. So if you look at the, yep, okay. So here you've got this guy here, and you have this guy here. So we've got to figure out at this point which one we want to use. Well, we're going into meters, okay? So if we want to get into the metric system, we're going to need to find something that deals with the metric system. And cables isn't anywhere else on this sheet. So I'm not going to use this guy. I'm going to use this one. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fathoms into feet. And then how am I going to get into the metric system? What conversion on here am I going to use to get into the metric system? Is there anything on here in this length section that deals with the metric system?
Yeah, 1 mile equals 5,000 feet.
Well, feet and miles are still right. So this guy right here is going to get me into the metric system, because right there gets me into the metric system. See that? So do you know a connection between these two things? Inches and feet. Yes. So we can use that. Okay. And that'll get us into the metric system then. So let's go back and try to get those entered into, okay, there it came back. Okay, I'm starting to worry. Where'd my stuff go? All right. So we've got fathoms into feet now. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get the pen back. There we go. Into feet. And I'm going to now go back and put my numbers in. So I've got 1 and 6. And then you guys told me that I had a connection between feet and inches. Where do feet go? On the bottom. Inches go here. And then I go back and I write my numbers in. 1 and 12. All right. Then we're going to go inches into centimeters. And we grab that from the front page. And that's got us into the metric system. But we need to be in meters. Yikes. We need to figure out a conversion factor that's going to fill in here. Do you know how these are connected?
There's 100 centimeters in 1 meter.
Yes, there is. Okay. If you didn't know that, you could go back to this guy. And you could create one, because you could go 1 meter, and then you could move the decimal point 2 spots and create that conversion factor. Okay. So my centimeters cancel, my inches cancel, my feet cancel, and my fathoms cancel. I'm going to multiply everything across the top. I'm going to multiply everything down at the bottom, and I am going to divide. And you should end up with 69 meters in the end. Let's see if you can get that to come up in your calculator correctly. Anybody have trouble getting that to come up? Did you get the right answer? Okay, good. All right, let's try our next one then. We are going to be changing 12.5 degrees to kilometers. So I'm going to start out with what I was given. It's getting glitchy here. So 12.5 degrees. And I've got to get rid of that. So we're going to see on the front what we can do here. Do you have degrees on the front in our conversion factors?
Miles.
Why this is not, yeah. So right here is a connection between that.
This is, oh,
All right, so I'm going to put degrees where? Top or bottom? Bottom. So degrees go here. And we're going to convert that into miles. And I'm going to now go back and put my numbers in. This is 1, and this is 69.047. Now, that takes me into miles. It gets rid of my degrees, and it takes me into miles. Am I where I need to be?
no.
Where do I need to be? Kilometers. So I need to go back to my sheet again and see if I can find a way to get out of miles. So where do I have miles here? I've got miles here. I have miles, no, that's feet. Oh, do I not have that one on here? I don't. I don't have miles. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can do that. We have feet and miles. So 5280 miles and feet. 1 and 5280. Then I can go feet into inches. Inches into centimeters. Good. And then finally, centimeters into, we're trying to get to kilometers. So in one of these, we've got to figure out how many of these there are. So I'm going to go back up here to my chart. And in one of these, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
5 zeros. So 1 and 5 zeros. Because remember, every move I make, I have to add a 0 into this loop. Okay. So now we're going to punch that into our calculator. On this back bookcase, yep. 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 Times 12 times 2.54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So my calculator kicks back to me this value. 1389. How many sig figs should I have in my answer? How many did I have in my? I had 3 here. I should have 3 sig figs here. So if I want to round this up to proper sig figs, it'd be 1390, no decimal point, km. Good. All right, the next one. See if you can do the next one. It would have 3 cards from yesterday. So you'll end up with 4 spots on your bracket here. So 1 to start, and then you're going to have 3 conversion factors to make this one work. And then if you're working ahead for number 5, we're going to change this one, and you'll like that I changed it, trust me. We're going to change this to square miles. Okay. So see if you can do the next 3 with that being changed. And here is my answer key if you want to come up and check it. I'm going to come around and try to work with some of you and see if you can get it right. So I'm going to put my answers up for the next 3 here, and you guys can try them and see if you come up with the right answer or not. Oh, shoot. I put those on the wrong line over here. Can you wait until my pass comes back?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's the answers for the next 3. I have my work here if you need to look at it. And I'm coming around the house. Yeah. No, not necessarily. That's why I said put your units down first, and then go back and put your numbers down. So is it 4 and 1? If that's what it is, then that's what numbers you put there. These are 4 and 1. Yep. But yeah, let your units guide you through this. Okay, so if you put your units down first, then you just put the numbers down and they just flow. If you're lazy and you're like, I don't want to write the units down, I just want to write the numbers, you're going to have a really hard time with this. Really hard. Laziness is not your friend on this one. Somebody want to go to the bathroom? Back. Okay. So here, you need your number down there for that.
Oh, yeah.
Get your number from right there.
All done?
Yeah. Like.
That's good, okay. So you've got it to courts, what are we trying to do? So now we're gonna go and find, see if we've got a connection between courts and leaders. Okay, so all you have to do is put the numbers in. Well, you wanna get rid of courts, right? So put your courts down there, and then where does that leave leaders? Yep, now go back and put your numbers in, and you're done. Doing okay?
Yeah. So then, like,
No, yeah, 3.8.
what are you gonna calculate? You just multiply this, and then you multiply this, and then you just divide the
I don't know how you do anything with this one. 32 divided by,
As for this one, like, I got it down. This one was easy, but as soon as you start talking about this,
Yeah.
I did not understand.
there,
Yeah, I guess for context, I just don't know how to put it in my calculator.
Oh, I know which one to use.
so you kind of have to do your path here, right? So you're the pints to quarts. So now do you have a quart and liters?
Yeah.
There you go. So that's the next one you're gonna use. Where's quarts gonna go?
Bottom.
On the opposite side, and liters go on the top, and then you put your numbers in.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading. Yeah.
This is, did you like put this on the wrong line? It looks like you did. I think you put that, I think you switched these. Because this is kilometer, right?
Oh, yeah. This
3 and
is,
4, yeah.
yeah, these are problem.
Alright, guys, our first can help so much, but I don't 100% know how to put this in my calculator to make sure it's right.
So you're gonna go 32,
Mhm.
and then these get multiplied. Okay, so we can then put in the here.
Oh, I don't know.
So gills, pints, so you needed to cancel pints here before you went into quarts.
Oh,
So I think you're missing a step there.
yeah, thanks.
Did I only need to go that far then? Yep, it's square miles though. Square
Oh.
miles are right there, yeah, so it's just miles squared. Okay, that's it for that one. So this is your basic bits. Here, enter your mouth.
I messed it up. I thought we had to put the numbers when we did.
The numbers stay with the units.
I thought you said we could.
No,
I think you have.
I think I did.
so this is gills and pints, right? So over here,
I have two
it says
and they're all
4 gills
She'll
and
get
pints.
I know, I thought you said you had to.
I got
No,
1 pint, 4 gills, 1 quart.
Me and Morgan actually can't see.
That's what I have so far. I guess I'm putting the calculator, I think maybe do it.
okay, here and
I think so. I just have to finish this.
you get to that point, you hit this button right
Oh, 2
there.
pints is 1 quart, I didn't notice that, okay.
That's it, you're at square miles, that's where you want to be.
Oh,
I told you guys that we're changing this problem, and you would like them to change the problem. It was a negative.
On that 1.0.
Is that right?
Yep, I have the answers up on the side there. Okay, I remember I changed this to square miles, so change it to miles. The yards to square
That's
miles.
small right there, but.
I changed, you changed it. Okay, so you have whatever these numbers are, and whatever are attached to units, that's how you attach them. So here, it says 4 gills, 1 pint. You have to have the 4 with the gills and the 1 with the pint. So those around. What are you supposed to be? Are you gonna make it?
Maybe if I hurry.
And then go back and verify the answer right. You want me to write your pass? Today's the 23rd.
No, it's a hand belt.
Oh,
Yeah, I went for meters to send, or like to send meters, because then you can go send meters to it.
See, she changed it up. Good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, keep going with the, here's your conversion factor for the next one. This actually came out of Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Okay, so I think, right, but you're supposed to go into leaders, so you needed to just stop here. Apparently, we're in township or where you need to be.
Okay. So I think I did it. So I.
Remember, number 5 changed to square miles. So when you do that one, make sure you change it.
So then how would I?
Forgot that.
The-
Which one? This one up here?
This one, yeah.
So 32 divided by, and what you're gonna need it again, parentheses.
32 divided by.
4 times 4 times 2 times that.
Okay.
Well, it's two,
Yeah, so, what would be 1, 12, 0?
7. So look like that. I did put parentheses around the other one.
Like that.
Well, 1.0. No, 0.
Okay, so 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's. Did you have a question on yours?
yeah, so 14
No, you change this to square miles. Okay, all you have to do is just, yeah, this comes right over. So township declares from, all you have to do is multiply it down.
No,
I don't need it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, this. It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the previous last time. Okay, so I think that's two extra.
Oh, okay.
Not right.
Okay.
The right answer. Yeah, go ahead and work on those. When you get done, start working on Alice in Wonderland.
Where is that?
Number 5.
It's just like.
So you're at where you need to be. All you have to do is multiply your numbers. Yep. When you're done, keep going on your sheet there. There's some other examples, so keep working on those. So you can come up with the answers. So your first one was right with 100. Your second answer is. This is right. That way. Do it my way, and you might come up with the right answer. You done?
Oh, no, sorry, just, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So how about convert it to miles? Oh, we have miles, we have stuff. What's the rest of that?
Wouldn't this just be, or just have to do this?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, thanks.
Where are miles? Where? Oh, okay.
Did you get 3.8 for your?
Yeah.
What if you do mine? Right? Equal feet. No. What equal? So there is like meters. Yeah, there's no meters.
So there's hands, right? And they're in inches. And you got inches and centimeters. So you can convert meters into centimeters, right? Yeah. Right, so meters, centimeters, that, and then that. Okay, so you don't have meters, you have hands, right? Oh, let's go into hands go into inches.
747.
Now we're ending inches, but I'm trying to jump back, so we're just drawing the map back, okay? Okay, so this is your hand, the inches. Inches and centimeters. You have your centimeters, right? Two, and you go meters and centimeters.
I'm trying to third one, but I didn't do like, I didn't
Go back.
multiply this one, because I don't know how to do it, because it's like so short. Oh, it's just super easy.
So
if you think about 3.5 for an object times 36 miles, and then 6 more miles, so you just 15 years. Okay. Thank you.
I changed, yeah, because I changed the problem, to make square miles, it made it very easy.
I just think it would be like that short.
Yeah, and there are some that short, yeah. Go back and do the brackets, we can touch it. Hands, yeah. So horses, if you ever are around horses at all, horses are measured in hands typically. And a hand is, because it was something easy that they had, everybody had one. So what they would do is typically a man's hand is about 4 inches from here to here. Okay, so they would start from the ground and they would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they would measure up to the withers, which is where the neck kind of starts going up.
And that's how they measure horses.
I feel like that'd be inaccurate though.
Do we turn this into you?
It's not perfect, but it was, back in the day when not everybody had everybody had hands. And so, no, those are your notes, okay? Your homework tonight for this weekend, you have, I think it's like 8 of these problems. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Homework is in your packet. It is 2-7, and it's like 8 of these sample problems. Okay?